Good morning, this is Kris Shoemaker, also known as Yehudah ben Shomeyr, and you're listening to Coffee with Kris, the time of the day where we share a cup of coffee and share a bit of the Word of God. This is our 6th and 7th Sidra, our Friday, Saturday portion of this Torah portion of Devarim, which means words, and is taken from Deuteronomy chapter 2, verse 31, all the way to chapter 3, verse 22. But we're going to hang out in chapter 3, and we're going to be reading verses 21 and 22, and it says, I commanded Joshua at that time, saying, Your eyes have seen all that Adonai your God has done to these two kings. Which two kings? Sihon and Og. They were the giant kings that they slayed. Adonai will do the same to all the kingdoms you are about to cross into. God will unleash the same wrath and ferocity against these two kings as he will against the inhabitants of Canaan that they're going in to conquer. And it says in verse 22, you must not fear them, for it is Adonai your God who fights for you. You know what? Our skills are finite. We may be at the top of our game, we may be great, and we may be good, but we can only do so much. And God just adds that extra oomph to our efforts. He says, you must not fear them, for it is Adonai your God who fights for you. Israel, the second generation, is about to go in and take over the promised land. Just as God was with the first generation, so he will be with the second generation. In Romans 8:31, it says, What then shall we say in view of these things? If God is for us, who can be against us? Not even giants. Giants can't even stand against us when our God is for us. You know that it doesn't matter if there's a myriad of troops and forces and entities that are against you. If you're by yourself, you and God make up a majority. Think about that. You and God always make a majority, no matter what the number, no matter how fierce or big the enemy is. They're nothing compared to our God. Our God created these things, and these things decided to turn and rebel on him. And so he took them into this world. He can also take them out. So if God is for us, who can be against us? Let that comforting verse and thought go with you throughout the rest of the day. And no matter what you're facing today, remember, God is always with you, and you and God make a majority. Thanks so much for listening. Go out there and have a great day. Shalom, and God bless.